Housing ranks high as a fundamental human need, if not indeed a basic right. Traditionally, house ownership is a symbol of diligence and accords dignity and respect in society. This notwithstanding, the land tenure system, lack of effective regulation, and legal framework have together worked against this very important sector of our economy.
The arithmetic is clear. About 1/3 of our people are not living in decent homes.
To address the housing problem that Ghana faces, government in 2019 set up the National Housing and Mortgage Fund. And this fund has piloted two very innovative schemes.
Over the last 2 years, the National Housing and Mortgage Fund has supported two schemes. The National Mortgage Scheme, which has facilitated lower mortgage rates averaging 11% from a prevailing market rate averaging over 28%. And secondly, the Affordable Housing Rent-to-Own Scheme, which provides the opportunity for renters to own their homes and is characterized by monthly rental payments. This means the rent advance will not be required.
So in terms of the National Mortgage Scheme, what happens is that a participating bank that approached the National Housing and Mortgage Fund and signs a partnership agreement with them would have to match whatever funds that the National Housing and Mortgage Fund gives to them. So you set up a scheme in partnership with a participating bank, and then the National Housing and Mortgage Fund, for example, will make a contribution of 10 million cedis. Then the participating bank would have to match it also with 10 million cedis. The expectation is that they bring their money at an interest rate that is market-based. The National Housing and Mortgage Fund gives the money to the scheme at about 2%. The blending rate, therefore, gives the consumer a more favorable and affordable mortgage as compared to what is prevailing in the market.
What National Housing and Mortgage Scheme offers makes it interesting because we are able to give construction finance to our real estate developers, the 5 real estate developers that we chose, at highly competitive rates. And in addition to that, we are also able to offer competitive interest rates at 11.9% to civil and public servants, when conventional mortgage is above 20%.
The other thing about these mortgages are that, they are very flexible in terms of the conditionalities and the requirements and all that. And so public sector workers could even co-apply with their spouses, so that it's not just that public sector worker alone who is going to be bearing the repayment. The number of years could be negotiated for as long as it will make it comfortable for you. And the rates are not supposed to be more than 12%. And these are CD-denominated mortgages. It's not linked to the dollar, so that when the dollar is fluctuating, you're having issues with your repayments.
The key innovation in the structure is that the rent-to-own schemes were set up to solve the problem of the informal sector. Typically, the way mortgages work, it is very difficult for people who are not in the formal sector to access mortgages. But because almost everybody can't, even with incomes that are not predetermined, will be able to rent. And I think that is really the ecosystem that has been created. So with the rent-to-own system, the target is that both the formal and the informal sector segment of the economy can participate very actively. And that innovation is very important for an economy such as ours.
The thinking was, what can we do to help deal with the demand side? Because we believe that if the demand side challenges are sorted out, the supply side will be very easy to take care of. Because today, if we got developers and we give them money, they will build houses for us, as many of them that we want. But the real thorny issue that has been a problem over time is a demand side.
And you don't want to finish building houses and you're not looking for buyers. So this arrangement where you know that when you finish building, the government will take over under the real estate investment trust scheme, and then under the new mortgages that are being underwritten. It gives us hope.
So as TDC, initially what we had to do was to make available land in excess of 30 acres. TDC has also made available to this project our in-house experts. We have a wide range of expertise in TDC, from architects, planners, engineers, surveyors, all put together to scheme out this whole project. And then we also selected able contractors to actually construct. And then during the construction process, of course, we supervise to make sure that they do quality work.
The collaboration has been good, it's been excellent. I can say it's not without challenges. Yes, in any project, there are bound to be some kind of challenges, because on our side as developers, we have financial constraints. If it comes to infrastructure development, look at the whole site, and you look at one individual investing his resources into it. It means that when we partner with the banks and we partner with government, and government begin to know what is happening, then there's a kind of reorientation as to what help and support we can offer these people.
The more we do some of these things, the better it will be for all of us. We are encouraged by this, and we just hope that it will not end here. We hope it will continue. And as it is, we aim to do 20,000 housing units hopefully from next year, for the next 20 years.
This has been a dream on the hearts of many Ghanaians. We know several Ghanaians that have been wishing for a home of their own that they can enjoy after their daily toil and labor. This has been an opportunity for the ordinary Ghanaian to apply to access these properties. There are various programs being run. There's the rent only, where you only pay your rent without any down payment and you are enjoying peacefully. There's a rent to own, where you start paying rent and eventually pay down to own the property. And there is the buying straight with a mortgage.
The thinking also is that at a point where their tier 2s of their lump sums were paid, they could become some of the funding that they could use to pay off these homes and then own them eventually. And I'm also happy to say we have partnered with TDC to develop some of the old Kufuor affordable housing in Community 26. And as I speak to you, there are Ghanaian workers, nurses and doctors who are currently living in some of those rent-to-own apartments.
They brought the forms to our office and they asked that those interested should apply. So I did apply and I had it.
Some of us were willing, others too were feeling reluctant. They said they have been filling this form over and over for affordable house for the past 5 years, so they don't have any interest. I said, no, let me give it a try.
We applied 5 months ago, and because of the COVID thing, allocations weren't made. So just after COVID, I think in July, they called. And then it took like 2 weeks, and then we had our keys. So the process isn't that cumbersome.
It's a dream of every government to provide housing for the citizens. And I believe it's one step at a time. This is a good step and a giant one being taken. And progressively, Ghanaians should be able to own homes of their own.
We appreciate this particular effort. Sincerely, it's such deliberate attempts to help solve the problem. It's what we need. And so we will encourage government to do more of the deliberate, direct intervention in the housing space.
This has been an innovative scheme. It has been piloted for 2 years. It has been successful, and we think that it is a model that the government is going to build on. The Ministry of Finance, the Ministry for Works and Housing will be working on this in our next term, inshallah, to deliver more homes for the people of Ghana. That this is innovative, and I congratulate the Ministry of Finance for seeing this, and also the Ministry for Works and Housing for making sure this has come to fruition. This is a success, and we should be proud of it.